So, Staffan, Monique, it's great you can spend some time talking about your careers, which is what we want to do today. And we have a graduate of 6 years, Monique, from the decoration course, and a graduate of 10 years, Staffan, both doing different courses, but now together now with a really successful business. So maybe you'd like to talk to me about how you decided to study and why the Inchbald School particularly.
I take credit for you studying at the Inchbald because I think we've both always been really interested in interior design without considering it as a career. Certainly when we first married, we didn't think of it as a career. And I was reading House and Garden and saw the latest crop of interior designers to watch, and it just struck me that each of them had had very successful careers up until choosing what I call, the path of the heart, what you actually really want to do with your life. And, two were from Inchbald, and Staffan came to see you a few weeks after that.
But that means that I can take credit for you joining
That's right, it's my decision, because it went so well. I wasn't prepared to do the year. Actually, I saw how hard he had to work, and I always thought it was about a 2-year degree wrapped into one, with huge amounts of work. And I was actually more interested in the decorative side as well. So for me, that very intense 3-month course actually worked very well in my life. I just had a baby, and it was enough. It was a lot still. Actually, I have to say it was a lot of work. But I feel that it's really enabled us to have a very 360 approach to what we do.
How did you decide about which school to study at?
I had a career before, and it was the perfect time in my life to consider doing something that I really wanted to do. And it was from Monique's suggestion that I went to see you all those years ago. And I did consider other schools, and it was an easy choice to make. I came down to 2, and in the end, I felt very strongly that Inchbald would prepare me.
Now, as a partnership, you have this wonderful showroom and this amazing business. Did you think that this was possible? Because you design on an architectural level, you design in decorative circumstances, you've got franchises, furniture, you've got contracts coming from all over the world in terms of you supplying furniture and supplying specific design furniture as well, bespoke as well as off the peg, if you like. Was that in your mind, or has that just grown?
It has just grown. Okay. I think there was no plan at that stage. Organic growth. It got bigger every year.
Also why it got bigger every year? Because we would employ great interns from the school and then refuse to let them go.
Yeah. so we had to find the work in order to keep them.
They had to grow. Now that we've chosen this space, we're both determined to stick to this size. Actually, it's a really nice practice. We can range from sort of 16 to 20.
So you have 3 specific teams working upstairs as part of your business. They all have an independent streak to them as well?
They do.
They do.
Very much so. I don't think you can ask any interior designer to try and be someone they're not. And actually, the teams that Monique mentioned are very much made up of people that complement each other, but still get on and have a similar approach to work. So I think I call them our superheroes. They all have different strengths, and they all have different ways of approaching things, but together the teams can do fantastic work.
Do our designers all have very individual streaks? And I think that they do, and I would hate to say that we have a house style, because I think that's a very egotistical way actually to design, to enforce your own your own personality, really, onto a client. I mean, we mainly work in residential design, so we're working for a real client with their own personality, their own way of living. So we don't have a house style, and I'm quite proud of that. However, we do have a house philosophy, and it's about telling a story, a particular story, a unique story of that client and their life, of the pieces that we then curate around them of their stories. And you know, we say that Inchbald taught us the language of design, and then we use it to tell the stories of our clients.
So you've broached the subject of clients there. I mean, let's be honest, then it's not always easy. So how does that philosophy and how does that storytelling work when the client is, shall we say, a little obtuse?
I think we can go almost back to the metaphor of filmmaking or storytelling. We're very good editors.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
You take the best bits of their story,
Yeah.
and then you craft something, you know, that's worth telling.
Do they come to you for your reputation, do you think?
Some do, yes, for sure. But I think they study our portfolio. They come for part of our work. There's always a time period in the beginning where you need to get to know each other, where we're kind of interviewing them and they're interviewing us.
Yeah.
And it has to work. It has to work for both parties.
So there's lots of experience here today. So let's think about the other thorny problem, clients on one side. What about students? So back at the school, I have a wonderful year of students who are a month and a half off graduation and about to embark on a professional career. What advice would you have for those students?
I would look at your final project. I mean, you look at the entire year, but your final project, and put as much of yourself into that project. And we've spoken about narrative and design and storytelling. I would make sure that you are solving a problem in your design and that you're presenting that in a, of course, a beautiful way, but a way that's easy to understand. If you are given 2 minutes, 3 minutes to show your design for someone walking past your stand or looking through your portfolio, you need to grab them straight away.
Absolutely.
So it has to be personal, but something I guess they can relate to in terms of see what problem you've solved. But don't be afraid to put yourself into the project.
It feels like the end, but it's really the start of the journey. You leave design school, I think, armed with, you know, a new vocabulary, a new way of seeing the world, and it's incredibly exciting. You'll never look at your surroundings in the same way again. You can't turn off your design brain, actually, once it's been ignited in the way that Inchbald does. And it's a privilege and it's a pleasure. And so, in a way, I envy the start of their journeys.
It's great that you've been able to talk to us today. Thank you very much for making the time. I think your expertise and your knowledge will be very obvious to any viewers, but what they might not see is how busy you are. And we are, the Inchbald, are very grateful that you've been able to talk to us today. So thank you very, very much.
Oh, it's our pleasure. I speak for both of us. I think when we say we were very happy at Inchbald, and we're very happy now to have the relationship that we do and have all of the great students graduating and getting to look at them and hopefully employ some of them in the future.
You know, Inchbald is a family, and we're very proud to be part of it. And we, you know, enjoy maintaining our relationship with the school in every way that we can. So it is absolutely a pleasure.
Thank you.